Hey, it's Future Amber. It is April 16th, 2014, and I'm doing it a day early because tomorrow I work a double and I really don't want to edit at like 11 and 12 at night, so I'm doing it today. I applied to the DGA program again this year, and no one really knew besides my boyfriend. And I got my letter on Monday, I think it was Monday, saying I didn't get in. So I didn't get in again. And last year I had lots of regrets on this interview because I totally bombed the interview. I didn't know what to say, I got choked up. And at certain times I had no idea how to answer these questions that she asked me. You know, I was late, I forgot this picture. So this year I had my interview last week. And I was prepared, I was early, I had my picture, I had everything that we needed. I was really prepared. I answered questions really intelligently, great answers, had conversations, small talk with this woman, same woman actually as last year. And it was a pretty long interview, and I thought it was a really good interview. I represented myself really well, and I walked away thinking that was 100 times better than last year. And I still didn't get in. So it's really funny because last year I fell into this like giant depression, and it took me months and months and months and months to get over that whole thing. So this year it's just not the same. And I told my boyfriend, I said, I don't know how this is going to pan out. I'm going to be positive, but I just want to let you know that I could just be really depressed. This could hit me really hard. I don't know how I'm going to take it this year, whatever. And I got the letter, and I was like, I was just pissed. I was more pissed than upset and depressed and, I blew my chance, because I have a lot of things going on with me now. And I just don't feel the same. I just don't feel sad. I don't feel like, I don't know, I just don't feel the same as last year. So that is a big difference than last year. Last year I was totally freaking crushed, and I was like, my dreams are just never gonna come true. So I feel like this time around I have kind of gained this confidence and gained this, I don't know, maybe I had an epiphany, and I'm like, I can make this happen. I can make whatever goal or whatever I plan in my head, I can make that happen. And I have a lot of different goals. My photography is one of them. The film stuff is another one. And, traveling is another one. So I got a lot of things that I want to do, and doing the art festival circuit, and doing, getting into more art exhibitions and all those things. So it's not like, the end-all be-all. And I was really crushed last year, maybe because I really was hoping that I didn't have everything together like I do this year. And I will say that I think my boyfriend and my dog, Eve, are just a contributing factor of me just kind of being able to handle certain things. Like, that was a very stressful situation for me last year, and I just had myself, kind of, and I had to have my family bring me out of my depression, and, and then I had, my boyfriend was my boyfriend at the time, but then he, was, like, concerned, too. He eventually became my boyfriend quickly after that, but, it's just, I have a different outlook on things, and I don't need a program to tell me that I can do certain things in life. So the thing with this program is this: it's a 2-year program. They give you freelance stuff. They get you on these big budget movies and stuff like that. And I don't think I've talked about this before. Why it's a big deal is because you're pretty much like, the film industry in New York is very, very tight knit. So it's really hard to get into that network. And the best way to get into this network is kind of like, constantly emailing, constantly cold calling, and constantly trying to figure out a way in and trying to get a connection. So the DGA program that I'm talking about and I applied to is kind of, it just, they take the best candidate and they grant you the access, this free access to this network. You do this for 2 years. They put you on freelance gigs. They put you on movie sets for, the 2 years. And then after that you finish the program, you get into the DGA, the Directors Guild of America, as a second AD. So it's like free access, all access pass to this whole giant private, friggin' steel tight network that's there here in New York. I mean, I know a lot of people who have done it on their own, so it's like, why I had a mentality last year that I couldn't do this, you know, I couldn't do it without the DGA program I have no idea. The frame of mind that I had last year was just completely different. So that's one thing this week, and I feel like I'm a bit stronger now and I can deal with certain things, and I just have other ideas and they're just coming to me. One thing I started this week is I have my new photography Etsy shop. So I have like certain canvases and stuff like laying around here. So this is one of them. This is a canvas photo of Alaska, and this is for sale. So people buy this canvas. I printed this a long time ago and I love this. I took this damn photo. This is amazing. This is like postcard quality that you should see everywhere, or like on a freaking website, like, because this is like from a those lookouts or whatever, and there's like a center behind me or whatever. But it's really, really cool because this is rare. Alaska is like, in the summer it's like rainy and cloudy a lot of the time, and very rarely you'll get like a really bright clear sky, clear view of this glacier, and then even like the calm water. So this is amazing. But I have like a lot of different canvases and frame stuff that I want to sell, so hopefully people will find it and they'll want to buy it. I have no idea. It's only been like a couple days since it's been open. So another thing is when I am on another group and another website to kind of do more service photography, as in like, you know, event photography or other things like that, like going to take photos for people, why they need, like certain reasons why they might need photography, who knows, I don't know. So I'm on that and it's really exciting because I feel like more in control. The thing with the DGA is like you're in this program for 2 years and you can't go anywhere and you're pretty much theirs, and you have to do the jobs they tell you. So if they want you on a movie set as a paperwork PA, you're gonna be the paperwork PA for the duration of that movie. Or that show or whatever. And if they want you as a walkie PA, which I know certain people who were PAs through the DGA program, and they were a paperwork PA and they were a walkie PA. So I mean, it's not like you're gonna jump on set as a freaking second AD or some crap like that. It's like they tell you what position you're gonna be, and there's no freedom in that sometimes. And I knew, like, for example, me and my boyfriend want to go on a trip to, you know, Iceland or whatever, or we're still trying to figure out where we want to go, really. And we couldn't decide anything until I got a friggin' notice on whether or not I got accepted into the friggin' program. So that's like, I don't want to do that. I want to just be able to take a friggin' vacation, just go, you know? Past Neighbors talked about dating, and I talk about the quality of dates and everything, and it's really funny. And the first group, it was kind of just, oh Lord, like I liked meeting new people, and you know, that's great because it's one-on-one. I do really well one-on-one. That was interesting. So I gave people a chance, and they always wanted to see me again, and I always saw them again. But then after like the third date, it became this. It became, oh, you know, I really like you. I really think we can make a thing of this, and I really think that me and you should do something and get together and like really be exclusive. As soon as they wanted to be exclusive with me, I lost interest like really quick, and I was like, all right, I can't see myself being your girlfriend, so I just stopped seeing them. The second round of guys that I dated, it was more like, oh, I really like these guys. Oh my goodness, you know? But none of them really was like, oh, let's go exclusive. It was like, yeah, let's just kind of go with the flow of what was happening, and that was like much better. Past Neighbors question is about like, what is like my worst dating story? And I have to say, I've heard some pretty bad dating stories, and I've been lucky. I've dated a few guys, and all of them have been pretty decent people. They've been like good people, as far as I know. Like their first impression was okay, and they didn't treat me bad. You know, they buttered me up and were sweet to me. There is one that was like, after I kind of like pulled back and I didn't really want to see him again, it was like he just became annoying. When I was least interested in a guy, where I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like I forget what his name was. I had a lot of G's. It might have been Gary, I think. But he was really like all over the place, and he was like a waiter, and he was living with his parents, I think. And I'm just like, I don't live with my parents. Nothing wrong with being a waiter, but he had, you know, aspirations to do other things. Now, if you're a waiter and you have, you know, if you're an actor and you are actively looking for work and you are actively going after what you believe in, I am all about that because I've done that. I was a barista and I was doing film stuff. So it's like, I believe in those things. You need a part-time job or you need a day job when you're trying to make it, you know, bigger. But when you're like a waiter for 4 years and you're just like, oh yeah, I want to be a comedian, and that's what his goal was. But then I was like, oh, are you doing open mics? No, I haven't really. So are you have anything on YouTube? No. What's your plan of action? Like, what is your plan of action to get to your goal? And he didn't really have an answer. And it was like, So, but he had a story for everything. And I was like, oh, like after a while it became just a bit boring. So I was like, And I talk about my hip, right? I talk about my hip, and I've been able to run recently, but I can only run up to 10 minutes. I can only run like maybe a mile and a half or whatever. As soon as I run too much, I run over like 15 minutes, my hip's like, no. I ran last Monday for 25 minutes, and then my hip was hurting for like the whole next day. So it really sucks that I have limitations, but I can do other things, which is good. So I can do other things. I can swim, you know, I can do spinning, I can do, you know, all the weight training I want. So that's good that I'm not limited in certain activities I can do. It's just running, like just the constant like pounding on my joints when I'm running, which sucks for my hip. But I really used to run a lot. I used to run like outside a lot. I kind of miss that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever run again. It sucks. It really does suck, but I have no idea. I guess that's it for Future Amber. This was kind of a long one. I apologize. I don't really have horror dating stories because, I don't know, I've had really good experience with, you know, first dates. My first dates were always really good, and then I saw them again, they were really sweet and whatever, so I've been really lucky as far as the dating world. But I'm not dating anymore because I have a boyfriend. It's great. So that's it for Future Amber, and I'll see you guys next week.